I know you may have JAMB past questions and answer for the four subjects you are writing, be it chemistry, physics, biology, and English language. But the truth of the matter is that a tool in a wrong hand will make a fool of the individual. It is not just about you getting the past question and answer. The real thing there is that, are you using it the wrong way? I have seen a lot of students who have JAMB chemistry, who have their textbooks, who have past question and answers, who have syllabus, who are paying tens of thousands, that is in naira, just to attend a very good tutorial, only for them to come out with 195 in JAMB. This one is not something that I am just talking about or I am formulating it. These are things I have seen. And if you are watching this video, that means you want to be the best. That means you want to perform very well in your JAMB UTME. And that is why in this video today, I'll be showing you the best way to use your JAMB past question and answer. The best way to use past questions and answers. And if you're just coming across my channel for the very first time, my name is Basi Ejogba, and in my channel, I help students level up their academic game. So if you are looking for the perfect place to level up your academic game, then you are welcome to my channel, you are welcome to my community. Don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button and also share my videos to your friends so that they can come here and get value. And in turn, I'll feel motivated to continue dropping videos like this. And with me here, number one is my best friend, which is my JAMB syllabus for chemistry. This is my JAMB past question and answer for chemistry, and this is my new school chemistry textbook, which is the recommended textbook for JAMB chemistry. So with all these materials that I have here, this is my piece of paper, this is my highlighter, and this is my pen, right? So I want to show you how you can be able to use this past question and answer very effectively. And the first thing you need is that you don't need a syllabus for now, so we are going to be dropping the syllabus. What you need is this past question and answer and your textbook, and also a piece of paper. So I'll be showing you how to be going about this. So the first thing you do is that you write your number. So let's say we want to answer for a particular year, right? So this is a particular year. Yes, let's choose 2000. All right, so let's choose the year 2000. We want to answer JAMB UTME questions for 2000. So the first thing we do is that we are going to number from number 1. This is 1 to 50 questions. So we are going to be numbering from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 50. So we are going to be numbering from 1 to 50, right? So we say 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10 until 50. So for this particular year, this is 2000 JAMB chemistry type A. So the first thing you do is, after you number with a piece of paper, you take a piece of paper and you number. So you answer these questions without looking at the answer. You answer the question without looking at the answer at the back of the textbook or the past question and answer. So it says, the number one question says, a mixture of iodine and sulfur crystals, a mixture of what? Iodine and sulfur crystals can be separated by treatment with A, water to filter off sulfur, B, carbon 4 sulfide to filter off iodine, ethanoic acid to filter off sulfur, and stuff like that. So what you simply do is that you choose the correct option, or you choose the one you feel is the correct option. So number 1, let's say the answer is A. Number 2, let's say the answer is B. Number 3, let's say the answer is C, and stuff like that. So you answer it till you reach 50, right? So when you now reach 50, the next thing you do, and you know that you are done with the what? Answer the questions. So you open your book. You find out that at the letter end, there is answers to those questions. So you see answers to JAMB chemistry 2000, right? So you tend to follow it one by one. Let's say number 1. Okay, for number 1 here, the correct answer is B, and I choose A here, so I'm going to mark myself wrong. Number 2, the answer here is C, and I choose B, I'm going to mark myself what? Wrong. Number 3 here, the answer is C, and I choose C, so I'm going to mark myself what? Correct. You are going to do this from number 1 to number 50. You are going to do this from number 1 to number 50. Now, in the course of you answering those questions, please resist the temptation that will make you to go and check the answers. Because when you do like that, you are just deceiving yourself that you are actually getting something, but you are not. You understand? So resist the temptation of trying to check the answers before you answer the question. So after you do this, you try to tick the correct options and the rest. Like the one you feel, be sincere and fail yourself. You are not there to impress anyone. This is you just practicing and preparing yourself for the exam. You understand? So you tick the one that are correct, the one that you feel. This is where it gets interesting. Now, when it means is that, let's say out of 50, you answered 20 correct and you failed 30. What it means there is that you failed 30. That means there are 30 questions that you have failed at that particular time, which means that you are yet to really hit that peak of preparation. So what you simply do at this point in time is that the one you fail, let's say number one question now, the answer here is A. Sorry, the answer here is B, and I choose A, which means that I have failed it. So I'm going to say this is B, which is the answer is B. I'm going to take it here and say a mixture of iodine and sulfur crystals can be separated by treatment with. So I'm going to say, okay, the answer here is B, and I see where I now got it wrong. Then after that, I write down the topic. So at this particular time, I've seen separated. This is going to be separation technique. So this is going to be separation technique, and I write down the topic. And I move on to the next question, which says sieving is a technique used to separate mixtures containing solid particles, which is supposed to be of different sizes. So I check where I failed, and I also get it at sieving is a technique used to separate. This is also what separating what technique or separation what technique. That is how I'm going to be doing it until I get all the topics that I have failed. So like this particular one says the partial pressure of oxygen in a sample of air is 452 millimeter mercury, and the total pressure is, so this one here now is mole. So I will just write a mole equations. You understand? I will write down the topic here, which is mole equations and stuff like that. So this is what I am going to be writing down, and after that I will keep it, go back, come down to my textbook. You understand? When I come back to my textbook, and I will go to the first topic which I failed, which is a separation what technique, and I will try to carefully read the equations. So I'll carefully read that particular topic, which is separation technique. I will try to read it carefully so that I will get everything there. You understand? So when I read it and I know that I have understood it, I will not just close it and keep. I will still come back to that 2000 again. I will still come back to that 2000 again, take out a fresh paper, a new piece of paper again, and see number from 1 to 50 and see how I can test myself. Now, the most funniest thing is that even after just you finish reading and you still go back to test yourself, there are still some questions you will still fail. And this is also what we call a study technique that is known as the active recall. The active recall is when you finish reading, instead of just closing the textbook and keep, you see how you can quiz yourself on what you just finished reading, which is known as the active recall. So you find out that there are some questions you still fail, repeat the process, and you find out that at the end of the day, you will be able to get that question 50 over 50. Now you don't just end there and say you are good. You move on to the next thing, which is 2001, and try to see how you can still implement those things that you have just learned from the textbook. Because those questions or topics, you understand, those topics will still repeat again in the next year. So you say you can answer questions confidently from those particular topics. And if you do this over time, you find out that you are going to get very good in the course of you answering JAMB past question and answers. The JAMB past question and answers work in pari passu with the textbook. So in the course of you answering your past question and answer, make sure your textbook is also there. You understand? Because you don't just cram what is here in the past question, you make sure you get what is here in the past question and you get a comprehensive knowledge about it using your chemistry textbook. And you can also register in my private JAMB classes, which is going to take up very soon in January. So depending on when you are watching this video, you can still register in my private JAMB classes. We take care of chemistry, biology, English language, physics, and mathematics. Chat me up or request my number, chat me up on WhatsApp, and you get to be added into our private WhatsApp classes, which is just 5,000 naira monthly, depending on when you are watching this particular video. And if you find this video helpful, if you find it educative, drop it in the comment section your preparation, what is the level of your preparation towards the JAMB UTME that is coming forth. And don't forget also to hit on the red subscribe button, and always share my videos to your friends so that they can come here and get value, and in turn I'll feel motivated to continue dropping videos like this. And until I see you in my next video, always remember that you're wonderful, always remember that you're unique, and always remember that you're a pace setter. I really love you. Thank you.